talking about economic downturns isn't really that significant to the strike, or that relevant, I should say, to the strike, because the university is making money hand over fist. They talk about losing money on bad investments, for example, in their pension fund. That's their fault, their issue. And yet, at the same time, they're still increasing enrollment, they're adding more students, they're cutting teaching duties from tenured faculty down to contract faculty so they can pay less for it and increase their profits there. There's the York Foundation that's pulling in millions and millions. They're adding new buildings for research. They're pulling in research dollars this way, and yet somehow they can't afford to pay their teachers at a reasonable rate. That's why we're striking, because they're not respecting the fact that we do most of the teaching at this institution, and in order for us to provide quality education for the students, we have to be able to pay the bills. An overworked teacher does not teach well.
One thing people need to keep in mind, all this talk about an economic downturn, about budget cuts, about hard economic times, and us being greedy in that context, let's not forget that these guys are making $500,000, $450,000 a year, $290,000 a year. Dean Drummond makes $180,000, $190,000 a year. He received a 15% pay increase this year. These guys are receiving massive pay increases.
People generally thinking that because it's recession, workers should not be demanding their due. I think a lot of people miss the real point about a recession, which is that a recession is always interpreted in a supply side manner, meaning from the vantage point of capital or the firms. In fact, it's never interpreted in public from the vantage point of the workers. And now the thing here about the workers is that during a recession, prices go up. But then people are asked to take a cut on their wages. Now, as a result of which, the laborers are basically shortchanged.
So when they accuse us of being greedy and not taking into account the economic downturn, we need to ask them first. Well, would you accept a 3% pay increase for next year? Would you accept a pay cut from your salary to help the school? If it is such a downturn, can you take some out of your salary and put it into an undergraduate support fund for students who are affected by the strike? And we are not asking for much. We are just asking for our wages to be indexed to cost of living. So 7% first year, 4% second year. 7% the first year is to make up